Have you ever seen a man return from the woods with the look of someone who left his soul behind? I have. I saw my grandfather come back from that darkness with torn skin, warm blood running down his shoulders, and an expression that not even time could erase. And this is what no one talks about. There are hunts that don't end in death. They end in something far worse. A silence that never goes away. A presence that follows you even in the mirror. That night in Formosa, Goiás wasn't just a desperate attempt to kill a monster. It was a rite of passage, a confrontation between men, and something that should never have existed. But it does, and it survives precisely because no one has the courage to speak. Until now. It was past midnight when my grandfather gathered the men. They carried machetes, axes, shotguns loaded with special ammo. Someone swore silver bullets worked. Another one carried coarse salt in his pockets and a Bible tucked into his shirt. No one really knew what they were hunting. They just knew that something was hunting them. Whatever had been making the cattle vanish, the child disappear, and the screams echo from the woods without a trace. It was still out there, waiting. The smell of the cerrado was different that night. The air felt heavier. The full moon lit up the trail as if it wanted to show them what was coming, but no one wanted to see. They walked for hours in silence, eyes sharp, hands sweaty on their weapons, and then they heard it. First a dry snap of a branch, then a low growl like something enormous breathing through the trees, and then the scream. It wasn't human, it wasn't animal, it was something in between. A voice that sounded like it was begging for help and threatening at the same time. One of the men ran toward the sound, and no one ever saw him whole again. When they found what was left, there were only scattered pieces, as if a beast had done it, but with a fury that felt intentional, almost personal. From that point on, everything broke. The formation, the plan, the courage. Each man ran in a different direction. But my grandfather stayed. He stayed, with his weapon raised, aiming into the dark, waiting for it to show itself. And it did. He said its eyes were red, but they didn't shine like an animal's. They glowed, like they had light inside. The skin was a nightmare. Fur and torn flesh stretched over something too large to be real. The teeth were longer than any human jaw could hold. And yet, there was something human in that face. A kind of sorrow, a rage, a hunger. My grandfather's finger trembled on the trigger. He fired. Once, twice, 3 times. He said the creature screamed but didn't fall. It only backed away, melting into the dark like the night itself swallowed it. On the ground, marks that even the wind couldn't erase. Deep claw marks, footprints that began as paws and ended as human feet, and a smell no one could explain, not of rot, not of earth. It was metallic, like old blood mixed with rust. The hunt didn't end that night. The beast escaped, but it left a scar in the chest of every man who survived. Some went mad weeks later. One hanged himself. Another fled town, saying that thing had entered his dreams. My grandfather came back in silence, and he never spoke about that night again. Not until years later, when he was almost killed in another strange attack. When I asked him if he had killed the werewolf, he didn't look me in the eyes. He just said, "You don't kill that thing. You only delay it." And I understood. The real curse wasn't becoming the beast. It was knowing it's still alive, and it's coming back. Maybe to finish what it started, maybe to collect the ones who survived. If you felt something strange while listening to this, drop a comment below. Tell me if you also had that eerie feeling like you were being watched. Because if this made sense to you, maybe the beast is still hunting. Right? I'm still here. Let's see who else heard the call.